I know these guys from Miami are not having fun right now, but you know, weather when it gets cold. If you watched the NFL games yesterday, you saw boy the weather played havoc in those games, and especially in the New England Texas game, neither team would hold on to the football.
Yeah, I mean, at least there's no precipitation.
Yeah.
I mean that's a plus. You know, we had snow here yesterday, which is pretty uncommon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful, bright, sunshiny day. It's just a little bit on the chilly side.
And
so.
I imagine it's probably a little warmer on the turf. Just it tends to be. At least the sun's out. There's not a lot of cloud cover.
Yeah.
But this should be an interesting game here between Team Hoosier in the white and Team Buckeye, who will be in the black today. Right there you can see the information right there. Football hotbed. Hashtag hotbed world. Hashtag the process. Team Hoosier getting ready to kick off. Coming to you live here from Woodland High School in Stockbridge, Georgia.
And this is always interesting here because there are no specialists.
No designated specialist, right?
No, that's right. This is
somebody who just knows how to do it.
Yep, somebody's done it before, or they put you out on the say who can kick it farthest, and okay, you're the kicker this week.
Fortunately, I've been in situations like that for real. So.
Yep. Yeah, this is Merrick Cook from Dwyer High School in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. So.
And there's the kick, and it's a low, short kick, fielded at about the 15-yard line. Going to be brought back around the right side. Decent return right there. Ball return by number 4, Kellen Wright, out of Huntington, West Virginia, Huntington High School.
Really good coverage there by Team Hoosier, and I couldn't see the number. He got up and went to the sideline pretty quick, so. We'll see what we get out of Team Buckeye right here.
Looks like Gabe Gurley from Ada, Oklahoma, Ada High School, at quarterback. Colin Porter lined up next to him. Gurley flips it out to the right-hand side. Pass is flung out there quick. Well defended.
Yeah, it's Merrick Cook, the kicker on the coverage there.
I think that pass was intended for number 15, Earl Walker, out of Chaminade, Tamarack, Florida. Going to bring up second down and 10 here for Team Buckeye from their own 22-yard line. Gurley takes a snap, drops, looks right, fires, and that ball sails high. Again, pass intended for number 13. Just outside of his reach there.
Looks like number 1, Ian Gorino from Peabody, Massachusetts. Bishop Fenwick High School in coverage there.
Yeah, you and I were talking earlier, there's kids from like 16 different states.
Yeah, they're from all over.
As far south as Florida, as far north, I believe, is Minnesota. And a number of Midwest kids. Gurley takes a snap. Give to Porter off the left side. He cuts back, makes a nice cut, and he's going to get, he's got him a first down.
First down. Nice cut, nice run right there.
That's a nice, tough run.
Tackle again by number 1, Gorano. But what a good cut right there. by the running back in the line of scrimmage, makes a couple of guys miss. I think I'd just give it to him. To heck with throwing those out routes.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, 3rd and 10. That's a big run right there.
Just let him tote it until his tongue drags the ground, huh?
Yes, sir.
Like we started early over there on the right side, but that's all right. Ball's caught, flipped out by Gurley to the right side, and
wow,
Team Hoosier rallies to the ball.
Yeah, a lot of white shirts around that pass.
That ball caught by number 4, Kellen Wright, out of Huntington, West Virginia.
Down by number 14, Brock Haskett.
And this group is the class of 2029, which means they are 9th graders right now.
Yes, sir. Pretty doggone good-looking freshmen now.
Yes, they are.
Gurley takes a snap. A little read action right there. Pulls the ball. And did well running in traffic.
Good run right there. Team Hoosier with a nice little drive to start the game.
He's still checking it out. But now before another black first down.
Team Buckeye on the move.
Okay. Good to go. All right, come. All right,
Gurley takes a snap. Sticks it in Porter's gut, then rolls left.
Oh.
And they got lucky right there. Yeah, that was definitely a fumble. No, that ball was not at all moving forward.
No,
I understand why he's pleading his case.
Yeah, that was a.
But heads-up play right there by Jared Spencer to pick up the fumble.
Number 10 right there, Ryle Doyle from North Chicago, Illinois, with the pressure.
Team Buckeye kind of in a hole here, second and about 14. Gurley going out to check with the receivers. It'll just be a little double set. Porter line to his left. And looks like we're going to get a Team Buckeye timeout.
Yeah, a little confusion with the receivers there. Not sure what they were supposed to do.
Well, these young men not only get to play the game, but they get to figure out how recruiting really works. They got to show potential, display talent on tape or live, possibility receive verbal offers, confirming their height and weight. That's one of the big benefits of going to this kind of stuff, is that when you go to these games, you're able to confirm your size, which is huge in recruiting.
Right.
Because as you and I both know, a lot of times, I would say the majority of the time, you will only go as far as your body will take you. And these young men get to confirm, and again, they're some big cats to be freshmen.
Yeah, it's, several years ago we had a young man that was one of our best football players, and nobody would recruit him because he didn't fit the cookie cutter mold. He was a defensive lineman, and he wasn't 6'4", so nobody would even look at him.
Gurley under lots of pressure, rolling. Nice play,
throw.
Really nice. That was outstanding.
Really good job avoiding the pressure right there. Once again, pressure from Brock Haskett from Boise, Idaho.
That catch right there by number 13 for the Buckeyes. But great job evading pressure. Got into third and very manageable. Third and short, really. Out of what was second and long. I like the little sidearm flip there, little Bernie Kosar action. Kind of date myself.
Yes, it is.
There's a snap. Gurley gives off the right side. Nice carry, nice hole right there. Ball carried by number 21, Maddox Young.
And Merritt Cook again.
And it looks like Team Hoosiers going to burn a timeout as they are reeling currently. 6:35 left here in the first quarter. Your score is 0-0. Team Buckeye versus Team Hoosier.
Really a ball controls, kill, run the clock kind of drive right here.
I mean, you figure they've overcome a third down. They've overcome a fumble. I mean.
Yeah, they're moving right on down the field with a really good offensive drive right here. So.
Yeah, the early incompletions didn't seem to really rattle Gurley at all. He seemed to just kind of keep slinging.
Yeah.
And he's done well with the pressure other than carrying the ball a little too loosely the one play. I think he thought that guy was further away than he was.
Yeah.
Because he closed on him pretty quick.
Yeah, I wasn't sure of the closing speed of the linebacker there, so.
Trips set to the right side, Gurley in the gun. That looks like Young to his left. There's a snap. Gurley flips it out. Barely gets it over the top of a defender. I thought that might get picked right there by number 14.
Yeah, that's Brock Haskett from Boise, Idaho. I thought he got a hand on that ball.
Mason Gibson able to bring that one in, though, from the Kings Academy in Wellington, Florida.
Second down and 5. Another positive play by Team Buckeye.
Looks like we're moving a little bit, but that's all right. Gurley lets it fly across the middle. That pass intended for Kellen Rife. He's unable to bring it down, a little outside his reach.
Defended right there by Alex Bostic from Woodland High School.
You know, offense is one of those things. To me, offense is the hardest part of this. You know, you might have 4 practices with these guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, implementing your blocking scheme and your system and everything can be really trying.
Yeah, defensively it's pretty easy. You line up and go tackle the football.
Number 11, Gurley in the gun. Young off to his right. There's a snap. He drops. Fires down the left side. Whoa, almost picked off right there.
14 again. That's our really good drop right there by the linebacker.
Brock Haskett out of Boise, Idaho. He's a long way from home.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good play, though. That's yeah. Oh, yeah, that should have.
This day to him is probably early spring.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably living large right now. It's probably warm for him.
Yeah.
So 4th down and 5, big 4th down play right here.
Probably motion from left to right, motion to trips. There's a snap, fumble on the snap. Gurley picks it up. Young's got the ball headed around the right side, and there's a flag down. I think they might have got him by the face mask, and they did.
Wow, a big, costly penalty right there.
Yeah, that's a shame. You got a chance to get them off the field, and, you know, instead you got a face mask, and now it's going to cost you. Instead of getting off the field, now they're at the edge of the red zone.
Yeah, there. Big penalty right there, and keeps the drive alive for Team Buckeye. And they have just dominated this first quarter. They're going to have the ball for most of this quarter.
They've been, I mean, in my opinion, for an all-star game, really efficient. Gurley takes a snap.
Oh, nice.
Pull around the right side. Young throws it up in there. Nice little counter action right there. The OT, as people call it.
Really nice blocking that time by the offensive line. Big hole right there. And then a good strong run by Maddox Young from Henderson, Kentucky.
kind of windy. We can hear that.
Yeah. Oh, quarterback
Gurley keeps it right there. Tries to round the
Nice.
edge. Nice play.
Nice open field tackle right there. Number 8 on the tackle.
Yeah, he should have gave that ball.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he was looking at because it looked like the end sat.
Yeah. You see the replay here. Outruns the linebacker,
Yeah.
but a really good play. Number 6 on that tackle. Uriah Birdsong from Mount Holly, New Jersey.
But this freshman All-American game here for Hotbed football, seeing a lot of talent early.
Yes. Third down and 3.
Gurley takes a snap. Goes to give to Young, pulls the ball.
Ooh.
Yeah, he just
Wow, he
got a
took a
mouthful of
shot.
linebacker right there, didn't he?
Yeah, he took a shot right there. Yeah, number 10 again. That's Ryle Doyle from Woodmont High School in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, he's feeling that one a little bit. But, you know, it comes with a position, I reckon.
Yeah, if you're going to run it up in there, you better be ready to get hit.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of running away from the people.
Yeah.
That defensive line is a pretty good-looking group, though.
Yeah, they are. And those linebackers fly around, too, so.
I mean, I know they're giving up a lot of real estate, but they are getting to the football. Gurley takes snap, fakes it right there, a little RPO action, flips it out on the left side. That ball caught by number 1, Jared Spencer. Jared out of Lansdale Catholic, out of Lansdale, Pennsylvania.
And Birdsong again makes a really good open field tackle, and the ball goes over on downs.
So some bend but don't break defense right
Yeah.
there by the Hoosiers.
So we get our first look at Team Hoosier on offense, and you know, you only got 19 players on the side, so a lot of these kids are going to play both ways. Everybody's going to get plenty of playing time.
Well, you know, that's what you want. You know, when you go to an all-star game, you know, it's a help to show that you're multifaceted. Yeah. How many times have you seen – I know as an O-line guy, I've seen guys go as defensive linemen and change over to offense. Like, that's not uncommon. Under center right there. There's a snap. Give on ISO around the left side.
Ooh.
Big hole. Nice run right there. That ball carried by number 1, Ian Garino, out of Bishop Fenwick in Peabody, Massachusetts. Definitely a difference in style.
Yeah, we're under center and I formation right here. And
a big contrast.
Great first run right there.
Harper Doyle under center out of Woodmont High School in Greenville, South Carolina. Give on the ISO on the left side again.
Oh, he broke
Gets stuffed.
Oh. Yeah, if he doesn't trip over his own lineman right here, he may have come out the backside. Really good.
Great job right there, avoiding things. But the pursuit gets him. Another carry there by number 1, Ian Garano.
Number 15 on the tackle right there, Earl Walker from Chaminade out of Florida. Out of Tamarack, Florida.
Chaminade's a big one. I've seen them on ESPN several times.
Yeah, that play kind of 55 right there. Defensive tackle blew that play up. Martell Shannon from Miami Southridge. This is their second time out now by
Timeout Hoosiers.
Team Hoosier.
It's going to leave them with 1 here in the first half. 2:03 here left in the first quarter.
Yeah, you look at these guys, and here's some really nice-sized youngsters up here, and those linemen, they're not coming off the field a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of 50, 60, and 70 numbers on the rosters.
No. I mean, that's one of those things, the offensive line coach, when the D-line lines up and everybody's wearing an eligible number, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling. You know, those guys are all tight ends or running backs or even worse, receivers. I know probably the best D-line group I've ever seen on a team where I coached. Both the ends were wide receivers.
Yeah.
They're just big receivers.
Third down and 5 here for
Doyle in the gun.
Oh.
Gives the jet. My Lord, they were waiting on him.
15 again. He's just reaping havoc back there. Earl Walker Jr.
That give to the Uriah Birdsong out of Gloucester Catholic in Mount Holly, New Jersey. He's never had a chance.
No, he was. So fourth down, we move the ball. I guess they move it 35 yards maybe. So you get Team Buckeye.
Really good starting field position. Their last possession started at their own 22.
You can see some of the previous players that we've had in this game. A couple of names that you may recognize. Fernando Mendoza, who you'll get to see play tonight in the national championship game, who's the Heisman Trophy winner. And then you have 2021 freshman All-American Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State, and they both played in this game as Fernando Mendoza in the 2020 sophomore classic, and then Jeremiah Smith in 2021 freshman game. So
yeah, there's been plenty of players come through here. It's always fun to go back and watch the highlight reels. There's a snap. Quick throw out to the left side. Well played by the Hoosier defense.
Boy, number 6 out here, Uriah Birdsong from Mount Holly, New Jersey, is really doing a good job. He's making open field tackles, and then he got a lot of help that time from Ryan Doyle from Greenville, South Carolina, the wide receiver, tight end, linebacker. So
yeah, that ball called by Jerry Spencer out of Lansdale Catholic from Lansdale, Pennsylvania. He's another one that's probably nothing to him, this weather.
Yeah. So we're 2nd and 12 now, 2nd and 13.
Yes, sir. Girl takes snap, give to Young off the right side, and he's not going to be able to find any room. That Hoosier defense really closing right there. He wasn't able to set the edge. Number 55 wasn't able to set the edge right there. Robert Doctor out of Miami Southridge. However, he made it bubble.
Yeah, and then he gets a lot of help from number 20 right here. Number 20 is Peyton Keefe from Lithonia, Georgia. And then also, I think that's number 1, Garano again from Peabody, Massachusetts.
And I think that's going to be the last play of the first quarter of action here in this 2026 All-American freshman game. Hashtag Hotbed World. Hashtag the process. Still 0-0. So we've got to see both groups on offense. What you think?
Two different philosophies.
Definitely contrasted styles. I mean, if you'd asked me a minute ago, I would have said, okay, the way that Team Buckeyes being able to move the ball, I don't see how the other team is going to be able to beat them. But now the second possession, it's like the Hoosier defense has figured things out, and they're just showing up.
Yeah.
Like that rallying to the football.
Yeah, they've got a lot of people getting to the football. And, you know, that's what this is all about. Get on tape, and you don't get on tape if you're standing around watching. And these guys are doing just that. They're getting to the football. And
well, you know, I will tell you, even good backs, 4 and 5 people getting up off of them every play.
Yeah.
That'll wear on you.
Yeah.
Just flipping ends right here.
Third and 16.
I think that's Peyton Johns at quarterback.
Oh, he did not have a chance. That was a fumble.
They take the ball away.
Yeah, they took the ball away, fumbled right there.
They had him stood up. The whistle hadn't blown. I think they stripped it. Let's see. He realized he's in trouble right there.
Oh, that ball's on the
Yeah,
ground.
somebody popped it out. Right there, that ball recovered by, I think that was number 22.
Yeah, we don't have him, a 22, on our roster, but well, great pressure right there to begin with by Robert Doctor out of Miami Southridge. Poor quarterback never had a chance.
Yeah, Peyton Johns was kind of under pressure from the get-go.
Yeah.
And fantastic starting field position here for the Hoosier O on their own, on the Buckeye 33-yard line. My brain stopped working there for a second.
Now they go shotgun, different quarterback in the game.
Kind of a funky little formation right there. Try to give the jet again. Flag down. Trying to get the edge. Cuts back to the middle. Not much on the outside.
Oh, my goodness. What a great
nice
run.
hard run right there by number 6, Uriah Birdsong. And they're going to say illegal substitution.
And we're going to have a personal foul. After the play.
That's not good.
So I guess they picked up the other flag.
I think so. It's going to back the Hoosier O up.
So it's 1st and 15 now.
.9:28 left here in the second quarter. Clock running. Still 0-0. It's a well-matched game here in this Hotbed Freshman All-American game. Under center again, toss out to the right-hand side.
Oh.
Tracked down quickly.
Number 23 on that tackle is also not on our roster. So I would love to tell you who that is, but he made a really good play.
That was a really impressive play.
Yeah,
I mean, like
really
he looked
good
like he was
play.
shot out of a cannon.
Yeah. And we've got another timeout.
Right there, you can see our first quarter stats. See right there, Team Buckeye kind of dominating offensive production right there. However, still pretty slim pickings. You know, they did avoid the turnover by recovering their own fumble.
Yeah, and Team Hoosier had the ball 3 plays and punted, went 3 and out. So you've got 3 rushing yards, no passing yards. So
I thought they had something going. They ripped off a nice run to start with
Yeah.
out of the I formation, just a ISO to the left side, and they tried to go back to the well, and there wasn't nothing there.
no, went backwards. And if Team Hoosier called that timeout, that is their last timeout of the half.
There's still quite a bit of time left. 8:30 left in the first half. Whitehat blows it into play. Number 3, Logan Bragg, quarterback. I'm sorry, that's Doyle, number 2. Doyle under center, eye behind him. There's a snap, toss out of the left side. My word.
That is number 0, Mason Gibson from the Kings Academy in Wellington, Florida.
That ball carried by number 11, Merritt Cook, out of Dwyer High School in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And
Yeah.
like, if nobody blocks the edge,
Yeah, that
it's
was
hard
really
for that
good
play to
play.
go.
I'm sorry, I lied on that. That was Kyron Roll from Dr. Phillips High School out of Orlando. So you're third and a long ways here.
Harper Doyle drop it back into the gun. He takes a snap, drops, pressure, and gets tripped up trying to leave the pocket. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. No, he's still significantly shy.
Yeah, great pressure right there.
Really good push by those guys up front.
Yeah, 73 right there. Herlin Leyva Ramirez from DuPont Manual High School out of Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, that was he kind of collapsed the pocket.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think that Team Hoosier needs to check their offensive formation, because I think they ran those last several plays with only 10 men on the field after they were called for illegal substitution and had too many men on the field. I think their last 3 plays they didn't have but 10 men on the field. So Team Buckeye comes back, and their first possession of the game, they had a nice long sustained drive, and then in their next position they went 3 and out. So we'll see what we get this time.
All right. First down at their own 25-yard line. Looks like Gurley still in at quarterback. Motion from right to left. Gurley drops, looks left, under pressure, tries to step up, and it's going to be swarmed.
Really good pressure again by Team Hoosier, and the defensive fronts are pretty much dominating this. Offensive linemen are having a hard time blocking right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's I can't remember a handful of times that when I lined up that I'm a better athlete than the guy across from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't happen a whole lot.
No.
Early in the gun, Porter to his right. Here comes motion. Give on a jet. Oh, he had him in the backfield, and the rest of the team rallies.
55 again right there. Robert Doctor couldn't finish the tackle, but he gets a lot of help.
I think that was actually Braden
it was.
Sostrand out of Findlay, Minnesota.
Yeah, it was 54 instead of 55, and then Guarino comes and finishes
Cleans
it off.
it up, yes, sir. Huge loss.
So we're third and a long ways to go, and
third and McDonough. Gurley in the gun, takes a snap, drops, under pressure, and he won't get away. He's tackled at his own 10-yard line. Just outstanding pressure. Just a speed rush around the left edge. Just couldn't get out of the way.
Yeah, that's number 22 right there.
That's so hard to deal with when you're out there because you're kind of by yourself. You know, at guards, you got a little help, and space kind of confines things. Out there on the edge at tackles, you know, like it gets lonely out there now.
Especially if you got those guys that are athletes. And 22, we don't have his name on our roster, but
when your first move is 3 kick steps as fast as you can go, and you're still not getting there, that's tough.
Great starting field position right here for Team Hoosiers after a really good defensive stand there. So
like the wind's picking up. 4:06 here left in the first. It's going to be a short field for the Hoosier offense.
Yeah, we got
there's a snap. Quick throw across the middle.
Oh.
Should have been called, then should have been picked. That ball thrown by Logan Bragg. Logan out of Lawrence High School in Lawrence, South Carolina.
Kyron Rowe on the coverage right there. Should have picked that ball. Bounced off the receiver's hands.
Yeah, that pass was intended for number 12 for the Hoosiers. He had a shot at it, then the defender had a shot at it. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Bragg and gun, takes a snap, stands up, flips his hips, and then turns back and gives the ball a little draw right there. It's number 1, Ian Guarino.
Earl Walker Jr. from Chaminade again on the tackle.
Guarino out of Bishop Fenwick in Peabody, Massachusetts. He's another one of them guys that's probably ain't even phased.
Yeah, he's probably
they're probably used to things being much colder.
Yeah. Yeah, if you watched that game last night from New England, you were. That
Made
was
you cold watching it.
yes.
There's a snap. Bragg steps up, takes off.
Oh, good job.
And the Buckeyes rally to the ball.
Number 6 right there. Again, Chiron Roll. Comes up real quick. Looked like there was a big space out there, and it closed quickly. So a really good job getting to the football again.
I do believe I might make a habit of emptying things out and letting Bragg run around.
Yeah.
They put the eye behind Bragg. There's a snap. Give on ISO off
nice.
the left side. They find some room right there, enough for a first down. Garino on the carry.
Really nice job right there by the offensive line, and Mason Gibson comes up, makes the tackle there from King's Academy in Wellington, Florida.
Trying to adjust formation. Move the fullback to a wing. I wonder if this is tossed to the left. Not quick throw.
Oh, what a move.
Out to Uriah Birdsong, number 6. And big pickup right there.
What a really good play right there. And a good move making the first man miss. Good blocking downfield.
Yeah, that was nicely done.
Birdsong has been impressive on both sides of the ball now.
Yeah, Mr. Birdsong out of Gloucester Catholic, Mount Holly, New Jersey.
Mason Gibson again on the tackle. So our best chance to score with 40 seconds.
Yeah, you could use some timeouts right now. Toss out to the right side.
Going nowhere.
They're going to try to clock it. The officials scrambling to set the ball. And Team Hoosier able to clock it. Probably have time for one play.
Yeah, third down.
Well, I mean, I guess you could take a shot at the end zone right here. I mean, but anything you throw's got to be.
Yeah, it's got to go to the end zone.
It's got to go to the end zone if you're going to have a chance.
Yeah, anything short, you're not going to have time to get lined up.
You know, you might throw an out route right here. Maybe you might be able to play the edges. Throw a quick out, you know, something like that. But, yeah, sometimes those early timeouts come back to haunt you.
Yeah, you got a chance to score right here. Best chance to score all day long. And
Bragg in the eye. Fakes the ISO. Rolls to his right. Has some room and wisely runs out of bounds. If you get tackled in the field of play, that's it.
yeah,
That's going to bring up fourth down, though.
did somebody call timeout?
Yeah. That had to be Team Buckeye.
Yeah.
So fourth down and 7. Four-team Hoosier knocking at the door here. But time has become a serious factor.
Yeah, it was a really good job by the defense there on the play action. wanted to hit the tight end on a little seam route, and it was covered pretty well. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of the play action they were buying.
Yeah, they didn't.
And that defense is flying to the football.
Yeah, where if you had some time to practice, you could come in here and run a little halfback pass and probably have everybody wide open.
Here we go. So 4th and goal from the 7. Bragg under center.
Oh, we got movement right there.
See who the officials say it's on. This could be a significant penalty if it's on defense. Because then we may see a run play. And it is not.
Yeah, number 20 right there, Peyton Key, got a little early jump. So
That ball moves back to the 12, so it's 4th and goal from the 12-yard line.
Yeah, now you will change what you're going to do right here.
The problem is there's been so little time for just drop back passing.
Yeah.
On both sides, for both teams. And right here, if I'm the defense, I've got my ears pinned back. I tell you what might be really nice right here is if you had it in, would be a screen.
Yeah.
But you had 4 practices. Do you have a screen in?
Yeah, probably not.
You know.
And they're going 2 tight ends.
Tight end's going to release up the field, you figure?
Or they're going to throw the.
Bragg takes a snap.
Oh.
Under pressure immediately. And he can't get rid of it. Right there, number 95 on the play. Outstanding play by number 95 for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, he just came off. And wow, if he had time to throw the ball, he has the tight end just wide open on a corner route.
They called him for ineligible man downfield. Yeah, certainly they're going to decline that.
Somewhere they're giving.
Okay, they're saying it was still 3rd down.
Yeah. Well, let's see, they ran a toss sweep, they ran an incomplete, or the quarterback ran it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, whatever. So
we're going to say it's 4th and goal from the 30. There's a snap. Bragg drops, flips it out.
Oh, nice play.
Garino, and he's wrapped up quickly. And there's 7 guys there helping with the tackle.
Number 13.
And that's going to take us to the end of the half right there. Your score, Team Hoosiers 0, Team Buckeye 0 here in this Hotbed Football All-American Classic freshman game. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, just a quick reminder. We're here for 2 more games after this. Can't believe it? Yes, put it in your pocket. Save it for later. We got a 1 o'clock kickoff. That's class of 2028. And then we got the last game, the Junior Classic, with the good old-fashioned class of 2027. It's going to be a lot of fun here. Just sit back and enjoy. We got a little halftime action. We'll do a recap and have some fun across this. Appreciate all the sponsors out there, especially being involved here. To acknowledge that in general, Seatbelt Academy, BK Football Hotbed Foundation, JXA, glad to have you with us. Thank you so much, Woodland, for opening your doors across the board. I'm Bo McMichael with Adam Collins and Craig Chapman in a windy, cold day here in Stockbridge, Georgia, Woodland High School. We'll be right back, and away we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, going to give a little good old-fashioned recap of the first half, class of 2029, All-American game, football, hotbed.
All right, welcome back here to Woodland High School in Starbridge, Georgia. Right here, you see some of the highlights from this first half of play. This was a huge play right here. He just kind of flips it out. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Brett Farvish. But both teams showing flashes of brilliance on offense. But right now, the tail of the game is defense.
Right, the defensive lines are dominant on both sides,
And I've been impressed with the open field tackling.
Yes.
Like, that is difficult to do, and it has been really good so far.
All right, for Team Buckeye in the black, who do you like from an offensive and defensive perspective? Y'all had a chance to watch 20 minutes so far of these players. Who's really kind of standing out for you from Team Buckeye in the black?
well, defensively, number 6, Kyron Rowe, is making a whole lot of tackles. He's pretty much everywhere on their defense, and I like the quarterback. He's done some good things. Just hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football.
No, because they're coming after him on that one.
Yeah.
What about you there, Adam, on Team Hoosiers for the white? Who do you like?
Offensively?
Yeah, offensively and defensively. Go ahead, throw it out there.
I would say offensively, it's been kind of slim pickings there. Bragg is, I think he's good. I think they need to spread it out and let him run around a little bit. I think that would make things really difficult. But they haven't had a ton of luck. Uriah Birdsong was kind of a bright spot for him. He's got some juice to him.
And he made some really good open field tackles as a cornerback.
So to have freshmen come out this hard, this fast, something we normally don't see in an All-American game. I mean, we do. I mean, they're all across the nation that have had an opportunity to say, hey, I want to be a part of this experience. And it's pretty interesting to watch. You talk about the brightness in these players of sophomore. If you're a coach and knowing that these are sophomores next year and then juniors and seniors, I can't even imagine what we're going to get from the 1 o'clock game with the sophomores class of 2028 and then also 2027. We get a chance here. Once it's over, we're going to see a little bit of stats. What do we expect? Halftime adjustments. What are you saying to your team? You've been around each other. You've had practices for the past 3 days. You've had a chance to really kind of build a little focus across that. Oh, they do get a kickoff. That's even better on that part. So after this kickoff, we'll show the stats. Adam and Butch, y'all doing a great job. Glad to have everybody here listening in here live from Woodland High School in Stockbridge, Georgia. This is the class of 2029 football hotbed All-American game. Gentlemen, take it over.
All right, out to kick. That's number 13, Wilkinson out of Chaminade.
Onside kick.
And they try something early. And looks like Doyle right there, Riley Doyle out of Woodmont from Greenville, South Carolina, is able to pick that one up. Going to give good starting field position for the Hoosiers.
And there you can see the offensive stats, or the stats, and minus 11 yards rushing for Team Hoosiers, 1 total yard of offense. And for Team Buckeyes, you have 20 total yards of offense. So it pretty much speaks of how the defense is dominated like we talked about. And then you also have the offenses it's a struggle to put together an offense in 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many, especially if you're going to run like Team Buckeyes running an RPO style offense.
Right.
And, you don't think about even little things like, the offensive line being familiar with the quarterback's cadence and, the quarterback being aware of speed differences in the receivers, when he's throwing the ball down the field. I mean, you don't think about all that stuff, but, reps kind of solve a lot of that. And any kind of time and play, it's just you have so little time to put together this group. And like you said, the defense, you do something simple, and you got a group of runners and hitters. And
Yeah.
Bragg out at quarterback again for the Hoosiers. Garino, number 1, set out to his left, trips to his right. There's a snap, flips his hips, fires out to the right-hand side. There's some of that great open field tackling we've been talking about. Going to be a loss of 1, bring up 2nd down and 11.
That was number 1 on the tackle there, Jared Spencer from Lansdale Catholic out of Lansdale, Pennsylvania.
All right, now 2nd and 11 here early in this 3rd quarter of play of this hotbed football freshman All-American game.
Oh, he's got no
the
chance.
heat's just coming down.
No chance.
Just coming down. Yeah, they brought it off the edge right there. He never had a chance. Nobody even touched him.
Yeah, you're not. If you're, this is unfair in all-star games when you can blitz.
Yeah, that's Kyron Roll coming off the edge from outside linebacker spot, number 6 right there. Kyron out of Dr. Phillips in Orlando.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one of those deals where if you're used to working with that receiver that's nearest him just stops, turns around, you throw him the football. Bragg moving the back. There's a snap. He drops, fires down the right side. Did he?
That was almost.
That was Birdsong
catch.
right there,
Yes.
number 6 Birdsong. It was on his fingertips. I thought he might haul that in, but it looks like he was unable to grab it. That's going to bring up 4th down. I think they're going to elect to punt here.
Yeah, and Bragg showing a good arm right there. Have a little time to throw the ball and was able to get it down the field. So.
It had decent protection right there.
And they are going to punt the ball, so they'll move it down the field.
So the Buckeyes will start on their own 27.
You can see the weather. It's gotten up to a balmy 40 degrees with a wind 11 miles an hour.
Tell you what, when it's cold like this, the ball gets really hard.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot more difficult to catch.
And that wind whipping through at 11 miles an hour doesn't seem like a lot, but it just cuts right through you.
All right, we'll see what the Buckeyes have to start the half right here. Peyton Johnson, quarterback. There's a snap. Give off the left side, and there is nothing there. I mean, nothing.
Yeah, good job right there by Rashad Williams, number 90, out of Carroll City High School, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Just defeats the block and then just wraps up the running back.
Yeah, Porter trying to get the edge right there, and just like there was nothing anywhere. That defensive line, that front seven has just been kind of suffocating on both sides of the ball. Better get both teams.
Yeah. Yeah, offense is at a premium today.
Johns flips it out.
Oh,
man, that so fortunate right there. It looked like that he was fixing to get teed off on. And blocking is just good enough to spring him. That ball caught by number 13, Christopher Wilkinson out of Chaminade.
Tackle was by Garano, and
he and number 14, Brock Haskett. So it brings up 3rd and short for the Buckeyes. This shows you how important, how valuable those 2 possessions were where they got close. Pretty sure that's going to be defense. We'll see what the officials have to say about it.
no flag.
All right, they're waving it off.
Not real sure how you can do that, but 3rd and 1 anyway, so we'll just redo it and just let's
do it again.
Yeah.
Just a mulligan.
Yeah.
There's snap. Johns gives. Nice run right there by Porter. Good blocking that time up front. Nice run right there off the left side. Number 10, Porter on the carry is going to get a 1st down for the Buckeyes.
And he's shown that he has a little ability there. He had a good run, the opening possession of the game. Good, tough runner inside there, so.
Johns in the gun, give on the counter.
Nice cut.
I mean, if he had followed the guard right there,
yeah,
that's a big play. But nonetheless, short gain, pick of about 4, gonna bring up 2nd down and about 6. Still in good shape right here, still on schedule. If he follows the guard right there, that might be.
Yeah, he may run to the house.
That's a big play.
Yeah, tried to bounce it outside and didn't read the block right there.
Johns in the gun. Quick throw out to the right side. That's Wilkinson, number 13, on the catch. And he finishes the run right there.
Tackle by number 9 is Jaden Norville from Carmel, North Chicago, Illinois. Really good job by the quarterback there because they had a blitz coming off the edge. And he got it out real quick. Brings up another 3rd down and short.
This is where you want to live,
Yeah.
Staying on schedule. This is, as a coordinator, this is money. I can deal with 2nd and 6 and 3rd and short. Those are things you can work with. There's snap. Johns gives, and that ball carried by Young. It's going to be really close. The official on this side is going ahead and calling it 1st down. I think he's correct. He's trying to communicate that to the other side.
Yeah, it looks like the official on the other side is just wanting to keep his hands warm.
So I think that's a timeout called right there by the Hoosiers. If you remember in that first half, they were kind of missing them timeouts there at the end. Of course, all this being brought to you by Hotbed Football. #HotbedWorld, #the process. But, you know, you remember in the first half, you know, how valuable were those two possessions. You know, that first possession where the Buckeyes get close, they drive all the way down the field, then turn it over on downs. And then where the Hoosiers have the ball at the 7, and, of course, it didn't end at the 7, but, you know, you got the ball at the 7.
Yeah, with no timeouts.
Yeah, and time became a factor, and then penalties became a factor, but, you know.
And this quarter is kind of like a repeat of the first quarter, where you've got Team Buckeyes coming out offensively and moving the ball down the field.
Well, we'll see if the timeout helps the Hoosiers or not. First and 10 for the Buckeyes from the Hoosier 49. There's a snap. Johns gives off. I thought he should have pulled that one. Defense closed fast right there on number 21, Young.
Yeah, that's Rashad Williams again, number 90. He's just he's a healthy young man in there for a 9th grader.
He's a big cat now.
Yeah, you know that his coach is licking his chops to see him come back out.
Oh, for sure. John's in the gun again. There's a snap. Looks. Fires across the middle. That ball caught by number 8. Or sorry, number 9.
Really nice throw and catch right there. Tackle was by Timothy Finney from Spalding High School in Griffin, Georgia.
Looked like Jared Spencer out of Lansdale Catholic, though, was down the sideline and kind of unaccompanied.
Yeah. If I'm the quarterback, I'm throwing it quick, too.
I don't blame him.
Oof.
And that's going to bring up 3rd and short. As big number 90, who has been getting it done, big Rashad Williams, been getting it done all day out of Carroll City. Getting the early jump right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and the poor guard that was standing in front of him was not real happy with that play. But if you look at the Team Hoosiers defense at front, you got 55 right there, Robert Doctor, and then you got Rashad Williams, and they're both really healthy young men.
They got big cats inside. They both, and they move well.
Yes.
Johns takes a snap.
Ooh.
Tries to flip it out. That really didn't have legs on it right there. That collapsed really fast. Well played by the DBs over there on that left side.
Yeah, that.
I think they might need to look at a quick screen and go right there.
Yeah.
Where those DBs are coming up.
Yeah, that safety was flying. That would have been a heck of a collision right there if he catches that ball.
So we're going to bring up 4th and short. I tell you what, the last couple times it looked like they were chasing inside, and if he pulls the ball, he might have a few yards. Although the way the DBs are closing.
Yeah, they're getting to the ball, and they're closing quick.
And sadly, you know, receiver blocking is not one of those things that's really good, especially in young guys.
Oh, and he pulled it.
And it was there. Good job right there. Good read right there by Johns. How does recruiting work right there? Hotbed football gives these young men an opportunity to show potential, display talent on tape or live, receive verbal offers, confirm their height, weight, and speed, unofficially visit campus, get official and committable offers, get recruited, make verbal commitments, sign, get accepted to college or universities, and qualify for the clearinghouse, and helps them enroll in school. They get help with all of these things. Hashtag the process. John's in the gun. There's a snap. Looking to his left. Under pressure. Steps up.
Oh,
Has the presence of mind to look downfield. That's a catch.
really good job right here. What great pressure again by Williams.
I thought he was going to take off, but he lets the linebacker step up and then flips it out there. Almost short, but
Yeah, if he gets that ball up a little bit, we may have a touchdown. But really good job.
nice catch right there. By, I think that's number 11, Gabe Gurley, on the reception. You remember Gurley played quarterback in the first half. I think they're going to go man-to-man right here. John takes a snap, looks, floats it.
Well covered right there by our boy Birdsong.
Yeah, that
Uriah Birdsong. I would pick on somebody else. He's
pretty solid.
yeah,
that pass was intended for Kellen Rife out of Huntington, West Virginia. Gonna bring up second down and 10. Yeah, one of the things, it gets more difficult offensively when the field gets compressed like this. You know, there's a lot less ground to cover. Crossing routes, pick routes are really the way to go.
really. Whew.
That was not smart. That was a really nice play right there
Yeah,
by Timothy
Fennessy.
out of Spalding. But to walk up and bump him, he's lucky he didn't take one over that.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff will cost you.
And that's the end of the third quarter.
So quick third quarter right there. Still 0-0. Team Hoosier 0, Team Buckeye 0 here in this Hotbed football freshman All-American game. The class of 2029. It's going to bring up third and about 7.
And that was a really good read again by Peyton Johns. He's done a good job pulling the ball right there after we talked about it, and he made some good reads right there.
And he tried to get outside. You know, so often guys will cut it back in to all the people.
Yeah.
And the receiver was doing a good job of trying to hold his block, but that's the thing is that, you know, as a receiver, you can only hold a block so long before you're holding.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's something that comes with time and reps. You know, being able to block on the edge. And surprisingly enough, it's been my experience that guys that learning to be patient and not try to get right into him off the rip, to give it a second to develop and let him kind of come to you.
Yeah.
You know, that's hard to – it's difficult to teach.
Yeah, because so many times you'll have that wide receiver want to go out and just run over that guy, and that defensive back just makes a little move, and then you've opened up your –
Yeah, now they're flying to the football.
Yeah, now you're looking for a big hit.
Big play right here for the Buckeyes.
Got a little early movement that time by the offense.
Yeah, the receiver left. It's like he didn't get the memo. So that's going to turn into 3rd and 12.
And we'll see what we come up with. When they were in this situation in the first half, they ran a little draw up in there, and with number 10, Porter, and had good success, so we'll see what we get this time.
Motion. Johns takes a snap. Has time. Throws a fade down the sideline, but it's out of bounds.
We have a lot of talking going on right here between defensive back and wide receiver, so.
Yeah. I mean, neither one made an outstanding play there.
No.
But at the same time, quarterback's got to give him a ball he can catch.
Yeah, if he throws that ball in bounds, he's probably going to have a touchdown.
Johns takes a snap under lots of pressure. Evades pressure, rolling right. Looking downfield. Pulls it down. And he's going to get a first down. What a play right there by number 5, Peyton Johns, out of Navarre, in Navarre, Florida.
Really good job right there as he outran Ian Guarino for his team Hoosiers.
Outstanding job understanding where he needed to get.
Well, first and goal now on the 4-yard line.
Yes, roughly.
Well, I guess that's the 6-yard line. 7-yard line. We'll get it right in a minute.
Here we go. So first and goal from the 7. Johns in the gun. Gives to Porter right up the gut.
They're going to get in the end zone.
I think he's going to get in.
Really good job keeping his feet moving. Good push by the offensive line, and we've got a touchdown. First score of the day. Team Buckeyes with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
And they kind of marched on this one.
I think they're marking him.
Are they marking him short or they? There we go. There's a white hat signal. Okay. Without a specialist to speak of.
Yeah, you got to go for 2 here, so. I'm going to run the read right here and let Peyton Johns keep it and get in there for the 2-point play. Of course, giving it to Porter again, back up the middle, isn't a bad play either.
See, I think we run the counter. Just kick everybody out.
Here it is.
Oh, easy right there.
Nice cut.
Like stealing. Great job by Porter. Made a nice cut and got in the end zone right there.
Yeah, one thing about Porter, he's not a juke and jive guy. He's going to go straight ahead and run through people and run through arm tackles, and that was a really good run right there. And you can see our sponsors for today's game, and thank all of our sponsors for helping put this great game on. And you know, what a good thing for these young men to be able to come down here and play.
Right there, you see the drive summary. 16 plays, 5 first downs, 9 rush attempts for 14 yards, 4 pass attempts for 31, for 73 total yards, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and allowing Team Buckeye to take an 8-point lead, 8-0 over the Hoosiers right here with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Now, can the Hoosiers respond here?
Yeah, they've got to answer right here. You don't have a lot of time, 9 minutes.
Number 13, Christopher Wilkinson, out to kick for Team Buckeye. And it's an onside blooper right there. Fielded at about the 31 by Team Hoosiers. That's number 12 for Team Hoosiers.
So pretty good field position right here for Team Hoosiers, and they've got to find a way to block to give the quarterbacks a chance if they're going to throw the ball down the field. And we'll see what.
Yeah, see if they come back out in the eye or if they change up the look.
Yeah.
Because they've had a little success out of both. I still think if you spread it out, like I'd have me some quarterback run stuff would probably brag. Spread it out. Bring motion one way, looks like jet, and then run the counter the other way. That's a jet back seal to backside. Yeah. Okay, well, let's not brag quarterback right now, so I guess that doesn't matter, does it? That appears to be Harper Doyle. Oh, bird song. Golly. I mean, he barely got across the football before he got hit the first time. I mean, you talk about just blowing up field.
Yeah, 55. Martell Shannon from Miami Southridge, he's in the backfield. Yeah, Birdsong was lucky to even get the handoff on that play. Yeah, whoever was trying to block Mr. Shannon didn't do a very good job on that play.
Yeah, that was number 54, Braden Sostrand. I mean, it didn't look like he got a step. It looked like he was catching. You know, you got to rip and run right there on the jet play. Doyle takes a snap. Gives the bird song again around the left side. And this time it's number 95 there first for the Buckeyes. There's just like, there's no room right there.
No, now you're third and 17 or 18.
Right there you can see the drive results for the Hoosiers. Punt, then they had the 10-play drive and turnover on downs. And they went 3 and out again, and looks like they're headed that way this time. They need Harper Doyle out of Woodmont, Greenville, South Carolina, to pull something off right here. Empty backfield. Doyle takes a snap, he drops. Has some time, lets it fly down the middle of the field.
Oh, just overthrown.
Just outside the reach. It looked like number 20, Peyton Key.
So it's fourth and 18, and I guess they feel like they have to go for this one. 7 minutes left in the game.
Well, it's definitely, you definitely start to look at, can I get the ball back? Am I going to get the ball back with enough time to move it? So 4th and 18 right here. And now Team Buckeye wants to talk about it. I don't blame them, you can basketball them right there, see how they line up, and then call a timeout and come over and
decide how we want to line up and play them. 4th and 18, a long way to go in this game, though. Boy, haven't had a lot of offense if you were Team Hoosier, so. We will see. Defenses have kind of dominated this game.
Well, that last play, he had a little time.
Yeah. Which was one of the few times all day that they've had time to throw the ball. And
I think if you ran some sort of switch route, you might, where it might rub off right there, you might have some luck or any kind of crossing patterns. Problem is getting them deep enough, fast enough.
Yeah.
Right there you see the schools that they visited: Auburn, War Eagle, Georgia, and Jacksonville State. All great programs. Here comes motion from left to right. There's a snap. Doyle fires it down the left sideline, and it is going to be 6 yards too deep for Mr. Birdsong. That's going to be a turnover on downs, and great starting field position for Team Buckeye.
Yeah, brought a little motion and trying to isolate Birdsong on the backside, and Team Buckeyes didn't really adjust. He probably should have thrown to the trip side because they were outnumbered over there, but they ended up double covering Birdsong, and the ball was thrown long and outside anyway. So good defensive stop by Team Buckeyes, and touchdown here will seal this game.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of score at this point puts this one out of reach. I was thinking about how big a factor that 2-point conversion was. So sometimes those are kind of hard to come by. There's a snap. Gurley flips it out to his left. That's Young on the carry. He picks up what looks to be about 4 or 5. Gonna bring up 2nd down and 5. Buckeyes really in the driver's seat right here.
Yeah, number 22 right there for Team Hoosiers, who we don't have listed. Does a good job as a defensive end, and a lot of these kids are playing in position that they won't play in high school, but they, because of the limited size of the rosters, they're playing multiple positions.
There's a snap. Gurley gives off the right side, and that's hit quick.
Number 54, Braden
Sostrand, yeah.
from Fridley, Minnesota. Yeah, these guys up front really been impressive on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, for sure. The D-lines for both teams have been pretty impressive. The front 7 for both groups, as a matter of fact. And for that matter, I mean, defensively in general has been impressive. Gurley drops under pressure, flips it across the middle. And if he can go down the left seam, he's got another touchdown.
Didn't have a whole lot of time to look around, and we got a penalty on here. We're going to have roughing the passer.
Right there you see the schools they visited, of course. Auburn and Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, and Athens, Georgia, and Jacksonville State and Jacksonville. All fantastic schools.
Yeah, and you get a chance to see, and you know, you walk into the weight room at Auburn or at Georgia, and it's impressive. You're going, wow, look at this.
Yeah, it's like the facilities. The facilities are pretty amazing at all 3 of those places.
So 1st and 10.
And Gurley gives.
Oh,
good
wow.
Lord.
That is 22 again, and I don't know who he is, but I would like to have him on my football team because he comes off the block here and just.
I mean, great job standing him up, keeping himself extended, and then just making a play.
Yeah, 54 again right there. Stand from Minnesota does a good job getting off the block, and then boy, just 22 just cleans him up.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Gurley takes a snap. Looking downfield, fires across the middle. Ball's up for grabs right there.
Wow, almost intercepted.
We had two receivers running really close to each other.
Yeah. Looked like they were running the double slant, and the outside guy kind of flattened his route out and came up on the inside slant route.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Sorry, 3rd and 11. There's a snap. Gurley gives off the right side. That's Young on the carry. And there's 5 or 6 Hoosier defenders right there.
Yeah, just pick one out. Williams again down at the bottom of the pile. 14, Brock Haskett.
You have the usual suspects, right?
Yes. 4th down, a big play right here
4th down and probably 10.
for Team Hoosiers if they want to have any thought of making a comeback here.
Gurley in the gun, Young to his left. Floats it to the left side.
Intercepted.
And it's picked off by Birdsong.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick on him. He is not very big in stature, but boy, he makes great plays. He's made some really big plays in the open field tackles, and right here he's in great position, goes up and high points the ball and picks it.
Yeah, nice job right there. Again by Uriah Birdsong.
And that kind of gives the Team Hoosiers a little bit of breathing room. Moves that ball out to the 20 because it was picked off in the end zone. So,
Yeah, that's a pretty significant deal.
yeah,
Because you want them. You're like, well, if we turn the ball over, they got it at the 10.
yeah.
Meaning you turn it over on downs is what I'm speaking of. But they throw a pick in the end zone, they get bonus yards.
So they got to do a little bit of protecting right here, and you've got to make something happen. Bragg at quarterback.
There's a snap. Bragg steps up, but a flag drops.
Yeah, I think we had a little early start by the wide receiver out here, so not a good way. Yeah, not a good way to start your drive when you gotta go down the field. Now you can see the states represented today: Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, and West Virginia.
I mean, kids from all over.
Yeah, and these kids will, they'll make friends with people from all over, and they'll keep in touch and
Possibly end up playing ball with somebody.
Yeah.
When they go to college. Bragg takes a snap, lets it fly across the field. Birdsong, and he gets what looks to be about 6 or 7 before he gets run out of bounds. Nah, make that 8. Gonna bring up 2nd down and 2 for the Hoosiers.
I think we got a timeout by
3rd down and 2. 2 minutes, 27 seconds left in the ball game here. Buckeyes currently with an 8-0 lead over the Hoosiers here in this Hotbed football All-American freshman game. Bragg looking downfield, under lots of pressure, takes off, gets a block in the middle.
good job right there by Bragg. Got pressure, stepped up, picks up the 1st down and a whole lot more. And once again, great pressure by the defensive front.
And good coverage. There's really nowhere to go. Right there, that ball called by Uriah Birdsong right there.
And roll right there on the tackle.
Second and about 7. There's a snap. Bragg rolling to his left. And he's going to get tripped up.
Number 4 on the tackle right there is Kellen Rife from Huntington, West Virginia.
It's going to bring up 3rd and about 9. The Hoosiers call a timeout with 1:25 left, down by 8.
Yeah, it's tough on that right-handed quarterback when he escapes and tries to escape left. It's really hard to throw the ball down the field,
I would think so.
especially when you're running for your life right there, trying to turn your hips and shoulders and then make that throw. So,
Yeah, it's got to be tough. Right there, you can see the sponsors for today's games. Thank you for your support of Hotbed football and all these fine young men.
right after the conclusion of this game, we will 1 o'clock kickoff for the class of 28.
Yeah, that's going to come rolling in quick.
Yeah, we will. This must be a TV timeout because this timeout's lasting forever.
Yeah.
Let's play, Mr. Ref. Let's go.
My guess is they called on one play. Tried to bait him right here. Ran those guys downfield so they could throw the ball short because the inside receiver was covered.
Roll, again, just does a great job out here. Plays responsibility and makes a surefire open field tackle.
Going to bring up 4th and 13 for the Hoosiers, and pretty much the ball game right here. There's a snap. Bragg drops. Pressure coming off the edge. In pursuit. He's just trying to get rid of it. That ball will fall incomplete. The receiver actually having to play defense right there.
Really good coverage there, but throw it up into a crowd. And really good job by the defensive backs there, attacking that ball and not waiting on it to come down. Receiver number 20 there, Peyton Key, did a good job going and trying to get the ball.
Great defensive game here. Looks like it's probably going to end up 8-0. As the Buckeyes they probably will only have to take one snap. I realize the Hoosiers still have one left.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know why you'd use it.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, talk to me a little bit about the players of the game that you love from Buckeyes. Team Buckeyes, who you got?
Porter, number 10.
You got
Colin Porter out of IMG.
Yeah.
In Bradenton.
Man, that's a good school.
Do you think?
Yeah, and be a freshman and throw that out there. Butch, who do you like on black from defense? On Buckeyes from the defense?
I really like Kyron Rowe, number 6 from Dr. Phillips High School.
He was all over the place.
Yeah, he
he
made
was
some really good plays.
Really, very much so on that part. Talk to me a little bit about the good old-fashioned Hoosiers in white. Who you like on offense there, Butch?
They didn't have a whole lot of offense.
No, they didn't, and we're going to see that in the stats, and that's okay. I mean, it's usually, it's 8-0, and to me, I like that. That's a good game.
Yeah.
In the sense of, and we've been watching it from start to finish on this part, and now the Hoosiers might get a good tackle on the play right there. All right, we got a final here across the board. Hoosiers, Buckeyes 8. That's the class of 2029. Adam, who do you like on white for the defense perspective?
Number 22.
You like why? Talk to me.
He was all over the place. And his extension and ability to beat blocks and stay stable and make plays, just phenomenal.
And if you ever thought, hey, do I want to be a part of an All-American game, and especially the hotbed world in that sense of saying, hey, you get an opportunity to go to college visits, be able to see what they're doing in colleges, but also come back, get practices, get film, and all this is going to be sent to these schools via huddle, a tight, wide end zone shot, some additional parts, and then we had a broadcast here. We're glad that everybody throughout all the states that came down here to represent is absolutely awesome across the board. Last thoughts, Butch, anything to help with these freshmen going into their sophomore year? What would you say to these freshmen that participated in this All-American game?
Oh, man, it's such a great opportunity, and you have to realize it's a great opportunity. You get film on playing against people from all over the country and understand, hey, I'm in this All-American game, but I've got a whole lot of work to do.
Yeah, and you got 3 years to do it.
Yeah.
You got your sophomore, junior, and senior year. There's no way to declare eligibility after your junior year in high school. Not that we would love not to do that on that part. That would be nice in that sense. But what about you there, Adam Collins? Talk to me a little bit about what you would think.
Grind. You got to grind. You got to ask yourself, everybody wants to be good. What are you willing to do to be good?
All right, going to throw up the final stats. I love to do the over and under, but no to do that. On the rushing yards, -11 on that part. What's the big thing that really kind of steps out on you from the Buckeyes? What were they able to do?
Overcome 2 turnovers, for one thing.
I know. And if you saw anything from the NFL this past weekend, if you lost the turnover battle, you lost the game. And you could tell that defense held in. And to be able to do that on that part. So it's amazing on that part. Butch, your overall thoughts about the stats?
It's what we talked about. It's a whole lot easier to play defense in these games than it is to play offense, and especially the defensive fronts. Both sides of both teams, their defensive front pretty much dominated. Because it's hard to teach blocking schemes. It's hard to teach, and when the defense is able to blitz and come off the corner and you're 4 wide, it makes it tough. And that's pretty much what we saw.
All right, last thoughts of the night here, going to the freshmen, because we're going to step off and close down and get ready for the 1 o'clock game here, about 9 minutes away, give or take. Who do you have? Indiana, Miami. Adam, you go.
Indiana.
What's going on here, man? I don't even deal with people like this. All right, what about you there, Butch?
I'm picking Miami.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Yeah, two of them, just controversial people. Why can't you just say the Atlanta Falcons? All right, ladies and gentlemen, glad to have everybody with us here across the board here on Score 58 Network. Glad Football Hotbed allowed us to be a part of this wonderful experience. Class of 2029, Butch, Adam, thank you so much. Get ready for Class of 2028, and away we go.